everyone, Cannon with Burger Motorsports. We landed in Bakersfield, California just a few minutes ago. Tomorrow is no-fly zone race day. We are going to be racing at the Shafter Minter Airport here, just about 10 minutes away from the hotel that we're staying at. Let's check out some of the cars that we have behind us.
I'm headed to the bottom of the bottle. I've been drowning, I've been floating away.
I was on the way over here, and it's old Dyno Jet's fault. He had a blowout on the trailer. As some of you guys know, the Dyno Jet just broke for, what was it, the 5th time?
No, this is literally like our 6th time.
It sucks, you guys. It really does, because we were trying to film that video last night on the M340, and it took a poop. Not exactly sure why, but it's just a Dyno Jet doing Dyno Jet things, so we got to work with what we got. We are just pulling into the Shafter Minter field here in Bakersfield, California. Got a little row of cars up here in front of us. This truck looks pretty sweet. All 4 corners on the slicks. Pretty sick. Very nice. It's a very nice. That thing's nice. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm a slave for you.
Ready to rock and roll. Let's get this thing done. See how she does today. Wish me the best of luck in the comments. Pray I don't die. I want to edit this video and get it posted.
Insane. Sitting in it is like, I feel like I'm in a tin can. Like, and I could die at any second, which is kind of cool. I feel like I'm in a tin can. In a race car.
Progress to a god from a god. Best whole place, more tests. More blessed. Dug deep down trying to find my best. Find a beast and a killer conquest. I'm next. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down, make new thoughts. Like jumping off of that rooftop. Hold my table when I knew not to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's young, it's gone. Steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. I'm full of stage, trying to find my brain. I'm still sun going out that rain. My team really not tame. I'm gonna slow down. I'm gonna behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage. It's taking over on me.
The cars are all filled up, ready to go. I'm gonna hop into the 992 Turbo S.
Yeah, I'm a slave for you.
Excited, Jason?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Come feel the intercooler.
Ice cold. Oh my god, that's so freezing.
I'm gonna guess it does 160. Watch it.
Let that shit eat.
All right, what did they run? What did they run? 163.
Dog. I said 161. We were all wrong.
In a sea of insanely fast cars, a loner biker has showed up. What are you riding today?
It's a Hayabusa.
200 today?
I'm hoping.
200. I look forward to it. All right, so it looks like everyone on the team has pretty much gotten their first runs in for this morning. Kind of just feeling it out, seeing how the cars are and everything. Turbo S, which is absolutely beautiful. He's about to jump in the 135, kind of slowly ease into it.
I'm gonna blast.
Excited?
Let's keep it in one piece.
Ease it in this first one?
Yep.
It's kind of like R34-ish. It's got that flat front.
We're going to run JB4 map 3 here. Should be about 20 psi just to get it peeled out. Make sure this car is okay to run with no traction, ABS, or stability control. What happened on the first run? Fourth gear up top started to push a little sideways due to the bias ply tires. And so I just wanted to get some more air in them, so we're gonna run the same map here. Hopefully I can hold it straight. This car honestly isn't good enough to be running out here, to be honest, so it's kind of crazy we're even doing this, but we'll see how this one goes. Most likely, I'll have to shut it down again. If so, I'll just come back and do some 60 to 140 runs.
At 32 psi here. Last run was 28 psi, hit about 156. So it's shifting good though. Transmission's working great. So we'll see what happens.
That was your what, third run?
That was my fourth run. I did a 163 something.
That last one.
Why?
Because my dad and I were like neck and neck the whole way until
on the Turbo S?
Well, the first run, I was gapping the shit out of him. And then, but it was on 30 pounds and it started misfiring pretty bad. So I think it's just a DI issue. I looked at the log and bro, this shit's so crazy.
I'm sure.
Dude, this last run, I was like trying to beat him, you know, I was trying to reel him back in because I just put it on map 5 and it's hitting like 26 pounds and I'm like staring at it. Wait till you see the recording. Right before it broke up, I was gapping the shit out of the Turbo S, like bad. He was like, that thing's fast. And then it misfired so bad, I just stayed in it in fourth, and I shifted, and then it really misfired. I was like, and this is where it stops.
It didn't misfire. You nuts.
No, it was for like, it was like 3 misfires. So stupid. I'm gonna try putting more air in the tires though. They hook. Like second gear, it spins for a second, it hooks up, but then it's up top. I think it just needs some more tire pressure.
How much is it at?
It's at 28 right now. I'm still shaking a bit. I ran the car back to back against the Turbo S, as you guys probably saw. Holy crap. So I ran map 6, pulled on the Turbo S really hard, and then it started misfiring, so I had to let out of it. So then I dropped it back down to map 5, ran 26 pounds, ran really good. It's just, dude, this car is all over the place. It's totally not safe, but it's fun. Little impromptu run with the mom in her Turbo S. 2, 1, that's good. That's good. Back in the drive. Hold the left foot on your brake. Hover over the gas with your right.
Holy shit.
When he looks at you,
What?
so brake all the way down. Put your brake all the way down. Go full gas. Go. There you go. You got him. All the way to the cones. You got it. Stay in it. You're good. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. I swear. I swear. Brake a little more. Right lane. Right lane. Thank you. You're welcome. All right. Oh, 158. We need a 160.
No, we don't.
We...
Been racing this thing all day. It's been running really good. It's been in the 160s all day at around 32 PSI. Best was 164 in the half mile. I was just launching it really softly because we're just trying to get a feel for the car and because we weren't able to really tune it because the dyno broke. But still managed 11.3 in the quarter, which isn't too bad. I've got the log here, and those of you who are tuners will immediately see a few issues here. Because the dyno broke, we had to run our off-the-shelf maps, and what I'm seeing is a ton of timing corrections, even at 32 PSI, which is uncharacteristic for straight E85. So once we get the dyno running, I want to get it back on the dyno. I want to lower base timing a little bit, and we'll make some incorporations in there that help future flash maps that are running the same turbo, which would be really nice. But the car was solid all day, no problems, no limp modes.
Hi, I'm John with Burger Motorsports, and today I'm driving our 2022 G70 3.3 liter turbo, and we're running it today with ethanol mixture, about E40, and our back end flash with the JB4, and we've got a couple bolt-ons, a blow-off valve kit, and our intercooler. And we had some good results today, not quite as fast as we were hoping for. We had some timing corrections. We had to try to eat up the E85 content, but it ran well. We were able to dial it in over the course of the day and get some good results by the end of the day, and we're pretty happy with how it turned out.
No Fly Zone, California. I got my 2022 M4 competition with the JB4 tune. I got the fuel-lit port injection system and our top mount BMS intakes running E55 in the tank, locked ECU. My best today of 164. Actually 163.99, but we'll call it a 164. It ran really good this morning. We were a little slow on the launches and stuff, but it ran so great. Very consistent throughout the day. I'm really happy. I think it's like 67 degrees out here. Really happy with the way the car ran. It was full weight too.
All right guys, Chris with CM Builds here. We're in California, no fly zone. And the car did great. The car is JB4 tuned. It has the PI controller, the race intake manifold. It currently has a CTS turbo kit that I swapped a cartridge for a Arashi 3582, basically a replacement cartridge. The car did great, but now it's time to build a transmission, unfortunately. After 6th gear, it just slips. So it's time to build the trans and then we'll come back even better.
I'm Kat, this is my M2. I have JB4 on it, and my fastest time today was 150. I'm just glad that we hit that 150 mark, and I'm ready to just let this thing cool down and do one last run before we go.
All right guys, Cannon with Burger Motorsports. Today I ran our 2008 BMW 135i. Got it to about 26 pounds of boost. It's about the safest we could run it. Car did about 154 mile an hour today. It's sketchy. We got a lot of stuff we want to do on it, like race coilovers from BC Racing. It's still on stock suspension currently with just springs. May come back with a different tire setup, also with the car aligned and a few other things to get done on it. Unfortunately, the 8Y RS3 didn't run today as we didn't know you had to register multiple cars. We just thought it was register the person and not the cars. Unfortunately, no run from the RS3 today. We imagine it probably would have done about 145 mile an hour in this condition.
Flashback.
I'm pulling up to BMS right now. Piam's got the M340 with the Pure 900 turbo on the dyno right now, getting calibrated. We're gonna see how much power this thing can make. JB4 only with the E50 mix in the tank. Pure Drivetrain Solutions transmission stage 2 should make some solid power. Once we get these numbers, JB4 only, we'll go ahead and load up our MHD back-end flash for the hybrid turbo, port injection, and E85 setup. This is going to be on our P59 firmware for big turbos rather than the traditional P58. We're pulling around the corner right now. Let's see what Piam's up to. All right, so Piam made a couple test hits already. Car's made like 640 wheel horsepower. We're just gonna max out the JB4 right off the rip, see what she does. All right, that sounded pretty freaking good. Let's see what it made. 626 wheel horsepower and 581 wheel torque. So it's pretty on par with what it's done before. Made a peak of 643 wheel horsepower and 546 wheel torque. Now that E85 is in the tank, it's probably around an E75 mix or so. Angel, what's the purpose of MHD?
So let me break it down for you.
We just finished tuning with the JB4 system. This is on a locked ECU, E50 blend. We got the Pure Drivetrain Solutions transmission on, Pure 900 turbo, Fuel-It stage 3 low pressure fuel pump, Fuel-It intake manifold with our 950cc injectors on E50 blend. We just made 643 peak horsepower. Consistently, we made 620 horsepower. This is at 30 PSI. We're gonna stop here for now with the JB4 and load up our MHD E85 flash. This is gonna be good for Pure 900 systems or any other hybrid systems.
All right, so we just got the MHD adapter in the car. Jason's gonna go ahead and flash our Burger Motorsports back-end flash for the hybrid turbo E85 port injected cars, flashing through MHD. For some of you guys that haven't done this before, the car does need to be in diagnostic mode. You have to press start stop button 3 times quickly to enter the car into diagnostic mode. So it is the next day now. We've got the factory runs, baseline runs on 91 octane up here compared next to the JB4 only Pure 900 setup with E50 at 30 PSI. The car made 373 wheel horsepower and 394 wheel torque factory with nothing on the car, 91 octane in the tank. And then with JB4 only, the Pure 900 turbo E50 with the Fuel-It billet race intake manifold and 30 PSI, the car made 643 wheel horsepower and 546 wheel torque. Let's go over the log here. As we can see on the screen, the log overall looks pretty good for being JB4 only. Boost is right around 30 PSI here. It's not too bad for 640 wheel horsepower. AFR is in the mid to low 13s, which is okay for E50, but a little richer might be preferred for longer runs like half-mile races. Oil pressure is shown under ignition average right now, and this looks pretty normal. Around 80 PSI at higher RPM. B58s have had oil pump issues reported, so it's good to keep an eye on this. Both high and low fuel pressure are looking good. Fuel enrichment is the request for port fuel, and meth flow is the response from can fuel. This tells us can fuel and the Fuel-It stage 2 low pressure system are working perfectly. In the JB4, 25 is the 0 point for fuel trims, so trims are negative here, but not so much that they are dragging down AFR, so this looks good also. Ignition timing is close together in all cylinders, which is good. No major timing corrections or knock. DME BT is the flash boost target, and you can see it peaks around 20 PSI, then rolls down to 15 PSI at redline. This is the current limiting factor on the factory flash. We want that to stay around 20 PSI or higher all the way to redline. When it drops, the factory flash has higher timing targets mapped in, so timing goes higher than it like towards redline. After reviewing that log, this is pretty much as far as we want to take the factory flash without unlocking the ECU. Staying JB4 only and almost 300 wheel horsepower gains is immaculate. You can't beat that. That all being said, we're gonna go ahead and load up our MHD back-end flash now, as the ECU has already been unlocked. Loading up our Burger Motorsports MHD back-end flash is gonna allow for a better timing curve, better AFR targets, and more control. We'll also make some other changes that will make the car safely and reliably run over 700 wheel horsepower for a long time to come. If you may be new to the BMW scene or don't know that much about tuning the BMWs, cars like this need unlocked. They need an unlocked ECU. Shout out to GTP Motorsports for helping us out, getting the ECU unlocked on the car, and then turn it around in about a week or so. If you need an unlock, go ahead and contact GTP Motorsports. With the ECU now unlocked, you can go ahead and load our free BMS backend flashes to start the tuning process. Usually a tuner for a base map like this would cost around $500. We post them on jb4tech.com for free. These files are also fully unlocked, so if you are working with a tuner and want to work off our base map, you can do so within Tuner Pro itself. These maps range from whatever your parts list is, all the way to how this one's set up here today. Big turbo, E85, port injection, it's ready to go. A lot of customers ask why we use the JB4 with the back-end flash, and the answer is pretty simple. It just allows for more flexibility and safety for all these back-end flash cars, and even more advanced safety systems for those running a big turbo. Needless to say, it makes the flashing process and tuning process of your BMW so much cheaper than having to contact and wait on a tuner for days or weeks on end. For example, normally on a setup like this one behind us, you'd have to contact an e-tuner and wait a few days, possibly even weeks, before you'll hear a response or actually get your car dialed in. Since this car has port injection, it makes the process even more expensive and time-consuming than it really needs to be. Constantly emailing revisions back and forth with your tuner becomes an absolute pain and a waste of time. With the JB4, the base map is pretty much all you need. You shouldn't have to make any changes, but if you need to, the option is there to do so. There's no more spending weeks dialing in boost control, port injection, or fighting throttle closures. You can just get it all done instantly. The JB4 handles all that for you automatically. You focus on how much boost you want to run, what E85 mix you want to run, and the JB4 does the rest for you. During the runs, the JB4 is always monitoring engine data with its advanced safety systems. These systems have saved hundreds of motors over the year. For example, the JB4 is looking at number 1, boost levels. Within the JB4 user adjustment settings itself, you can safely set a boost safety to whatever you want. You get to define your own boost safety within the user adjustment settings page of the JB4 app. Doing this, if your car hits the defined boost safety that you set it to, it'll set the car into the safety map, which is pretty much like the stock power on the car. The JB4 also monitors air-fuel ratios and fueling. If either get out of check, the car will also revert back to the same safety map that we talked about already. The JB4 also monitors high fuel pressure as well as low fuel pressure now, and if either one of those seems like it's starting to drop, the car is going to revert back to its safety settings before anything drastically bad happens with the fuel pressure crashing. That's how you keep motors alive. Catch it before it happens and you won't have any issues. Number 3, port injection. CanFuel is monitoring the current of each fuel injector, and if they don't match up, it's going to indicate that the injector is most likely failing, also reverting back over to the safety map. Of course, there's a ton more going on in the background. I didn't even get to the user adjustable boost by gear, which helps with your launch control, the transmission temperature monitoring safeties, the hot cold oil protection, and everything else the JB4 does for you. It's time to get back on the dyno now and see how much power we can make with this thing. I'm just getting the car all warmed up. We're going to go ahead and run JB4 map 2. Should target about 20 PSI. Let's see how much power it makes. All right, here goes JB4 map 2 on the P59 big turbo firmware. Fortunately, the dyno broke down with the all-wheel drive link system, so we've had to revert to doing other things. We have Lorenzo's car back here with the 340. He's got port injection on it now. Last time it didn't have port injection. It wasn't able to make any sort of crazy numbers, so now that it has port, let's see what kind of numbers it can make. We're lucky enough that it is rear-wheel drive, so it's going to make it really easy to dyno it right now. Let's see what type of power it does with port injection on it. Its first run on the dyno made 476 wheel horsepower and 470 wheel torque. Made 636 wheel horsepower and 610 wheel torque. That's probably where we're going to end it here, as it seems like we're out of turbo, but great gains today. I mean, 636 wheel horsepower on a F30 B58. This thing is absolutely no slouch for a hybrid turbo. When the car came in, we went ahead and ran it on JB4 map 2 to start. 20 PSI, still on the E85 flash. These are all on the same flash. the car made 493 wheel horsepower and 492 wheel torque. Kicking it over to JB4 Map 3 on 24 PSI, the car made 558 wheel horsepower and 536 wheel torque. After our Map 3 run, we moved it over to JB4 Map 4, targeting 28 pounds of boost. The car made 598 wheel horsepower and 565 wheel torque. We got a lot of great results on JB4 Map 2 through Map 4. We then kicked it over to JB4 Map 5. The car made 640 wheel horsepower and 606 wheel torque. Pime just finished up Lorenzo's 340 on the dyno. He left. He's going to be out at no fly zone. Pime's got his M340 pretty much buttoned up, as well as Jason's. Pime, as you guys may or may not know, his M340 is on the 7275 Next Gen Precision Turbo, while Jason's M340 is running the all-new Pure Turbos Pure 900. We want to run them and we want to see how they stack up against each other. So we're going to head out to our private road over in Mexico, see what they do. We're going to see how they stack up against each other. We also need to tweak some of the tuning that is on them as well within the JB4 itself. The flashes are good. They're ready to go. Yeah, we're jumping it to Map 4, 28 PSI. We'll see how it does here. Like it? That's not too shabby. That felt pretty quick.
I don't even like BMWs. Still don't like BMWs.
I mean, it wasn't too bad, honestly. Car needs dialed in a bit more before we take it out to no fly zone. We'll probably also have to do some tuning out on the track, but Map 4, 28 pounds of boost, runs pretty good. We'll keep turning it up from here.
Jason, what do you think this car is going to make, man?
I think it's going to make about 700 wheel.
Come on.
I mean, it could. I'm just being conservative.
It could, but then we all woke up.
We just, okay. Crazy.
Well, that pretty much wraps it up for the day. Unfortunately, I took the car out to go do another run just for fun to race Cat. You guys probably have the video, right? So yeah, ran the car. It's totally sketchy, totally not safe, but knowing who I am, I just wanted to send it.
You guys silly? I'm still gonna send it.
It would only run good at about 24, 23 pounds of boost. Anything higher than that, it would misfire. Still did 157 mile an hour. We'll turn it up a lot more in the future. I want to see it do a pass at the half mile at around 36 pounds or so, around 850, 900 wheel. Once we have some BC racing coilovers on it for a drag setup with maybe some other mods in the rear end to help the suspension out as well as traction control, and we have ABS on the car with maybe some upgraded brake pads as they're not too great right now. We'll try and crank the car up a bit more and see how it runs. That's probably it for the rest of the video. We got to pack up and get out of here within the next 10 minutes. All that being said, if you guys like the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. We'll see you guys next weekend.
Come down, make new thoughts, like jumping off of that rooftop. Hold my table when I knew not to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yours, gone. Steadily killing me, running my brain full of shit.